Hey, Battle Bill here with another video, getting you some really early or some really late, considering the time I'm recording this, Community Day Go Battle League content. Meaning, yes, today is Poliwrath Community Day. That'll be happening between 2 to 5 local time today by the time you see this video. And we have a submission from a fellow PvPer from across the pond by the name of SmudgyB, sending us some Fossil Cup Go Battle League battles with Poliwrath and its exclusive Community Day fast move of Counter. I'm really excited to see how it's going to shake up the meta and just see how Poliwrath with Counter is going to perform. This is a team comp. This is a thing we care about. Also, along with Poliwrath receiving Counter during Community Day, today you can also evolve your Poliwags into Politoads to get the charge move of Ice Beam. There may be a video on that coming out soon, or at least at some point throughout today. So thank you, SmudgyB, for the super early submission. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's shoutcast these battles and see how well Poliwrath is going to perform in some Fossil Cup Go Battle League battles around the Great League CP of 1500. So right now we got a Lantern Mirror match because Poliwrath is in the lead, so we kind of missed out on how Poliwrath is doing in the beginning of this match. But as I can see, the Poliwrath is still alive. Looks like it's thriving with some good HP. Hopefully we're gonna get to see some counter damage come in soon and see how well it can perform. They come with a Ferrothorn, and the opponent's last Pokemon is Pelipper. So this is not looking like the most ideal first match. Let's see if we're gonna be able to spam some Ice Punches, or at least ideal first match for Poliwrath. I think if anything, Lantern's going to be able to clutch up. I also think the Poliwrath did really good in the beginning of this game because of the counters dealing some heavy, super effective damage to the Ferrothorn, which is why it's got such low HP in the back. SmudgyB lets the Pelipper farm his Poliwrath down so that the Lantern can come back in and get some additional farm with some Sparks. So Weather Ball is going to come through in the Lantern there. Big Sparks. Yeah, as you can see, Ferrothorn barely any HP. Oh, look, it's my cat's ear. Barely any HP, and Lantern's going to be able to take it out thanks to, Poliwrath with Counter. That's going to be the main focus. I'm probably going to say that a lot. Great start to the sets. Getting to the next match. Counter Poliwrath versus Mudshot Poliwrath, and you can see the difference in damage happening here. So now the opposing Poliwrath, because of Mudshot, is going to get the Dynamic Punch faster, but those mud shots are not going to add up. Those counters from Community Day Poliwrath are adding up. Dynamic Punch going through, getting the first shield. My assumption would be that, Counter Poliwrath is going to win the 2 shields here. Does Smudgy decide to use both shields? He does. That's awesome. They pivot into a Quagsire. I love this freaking fantastic feature for our Poliwrath here. Spamming another Dynamic Punch. The Quagsire is now taking a bunch of counter damage. Poliwrath's going to have to eat a charge move. Ends up being a Mud Bomb. We'll be able to get off another charge move before the Quagsire throws another Mud Bomb. It is getting off the Ice Punch here. Get the shield or take out the Quag. Nice. Poliwrath's done its job. Done a good chunk to the opposing Poliwrath. Took out the Quagsire. Got it down to the opponent to 1 shield. And their last mon is their own Lantern. Just barely falls short of another Dynamic Punch, which is unfortunate. So Smudgy comes in with a Registeel, knowing that we'd rather line up our Lantern with this Poliwrath because obviously Registeel doesn't want to take any super effective fighting moves, and honestly because it's Shadow Poliwrath from the opponent there, the Dynamic Punch still hits Lantern pretty dang hard. They now come back in with their own Lantern and get off the Thunderbolt, and Smudgy has lost out on a lot of energy. This could cost him this match. Super unfortunate circumstances there. Maybe even throwing the Ice Punch before the Poliwrath dies earlier to potentially bait the shield. And then also, I don't know if he lost CMP. It's happening so fast. But I don't know if he lost CMP or over-farmed by mistake and didn't get off a Thunderbolt before the opposing Lantern took out his Lantern. But essentially, he's going to have to commit to a lock-on farm down here. Not going to be able to. The opponent still has a shield, and his Registeel is going to go down and end up losing this match. But on a brighter note, Poliwrath popped off. Great lead here for counter Poliwrath. They save swap into Ludicolo, and this match feels like it's already over. Fighter on A/, counter doing double super effective damage to the Ice Steel typing of Alolan Sandslash. Mudshot would also be super effective, but it's fun to deal that heavy damage that counter does that Mudshot cannot. Mudshot generates energy a little bit better than counter does, but counter still gets heavy damage off and generates energy very well. So this is a huge improvement for Poliwrath, whether it be in this meta, Open Great League, and even Open Ultra League. So the friggin' limits are limitless with how much content we could potentially get out with some updated Poliwrath content today, and how many times I'm going to say. I should have like a counter on screen, except I have no intentions of overly editing this video to see how many times I said the Pokemon's name of Poliwrath. But ideally, I'll be just as excited about Politoed when I get to that feature. Either way, this match is over. Great alignment. Poliwrath when the lead is huge. Registeel on Ludicolo, Lantern on Pelipper. Beautiful stuff there. Boom. Next match, bad lead. Poliwrath counter, not going to want to be up against that Ghost. Even with Mudshot, not going to want to be there either. Bad swap for Smudgy also going for the Zap Cannon here. Gets the shield from the opponent, which is huge. Is this going to be enough, though? I don't know. Let's see how Smudgy decides to play this out. Escav does survive the drill run, which is huge there. Reggie's still going to get off another Focus Blast. Does this get the shields? It does. It gets both shields from the opponent, which is kind of huge. Unfortunately, doesn't flip switch because that would be even bigger to line up the Jellicent with the Lantern. But, you know, shield advantage, and Poliwrath can counter down this Escav, which it would never be able to do with Mudshot, and then leave this with a bunch of energy. Let's see if that's what Smudgy's able to do. Gonna throw the Ice Punch, worried about the Escav potentially getting off another charge move there. Based on the fact they threw 2 drill runs, I don't know if it was likely. The energy, though, wasn't going to do that amazing against Jellicent because Jellicent does resist literally everything. So pivots into Lantern, and Lantern's going to have to do some heavy lifting. Poliwrath would have done amazing here in this matchup against Lucario, but unfortunately, didn't get the great alignment you'd hope for. Instead, Lantern said, I got this. I'll give him the dirty work. This feature's not all about you. Okay, counter Poliwrath. Get it together. You get an ego now. Now you got one special move. I've been the 1500s Great League Metamon. Lantern reigns supreme. Either way, next match, we got Registeel on another Escav here, and another shield from the opponent's Escav, along with a debuff. Sure, the lead wasn't a Jellicent, and this isn't literally the exact same match. It's not, because Smudgy does not get off the Focus Blast there like he did in the previous match. Comes back in with the Poliwrath. Gonna go for a complete counter down, potentially. Probably shield one, let one come through. See what happens. Mega Horn, that's resisted. Not a great throw by the opponent there. Opponent then pivots out of their Escav, comes into the Lantern. Poliwrath getting off a dynamic punch here. Boom. Does about half the Lantern's health, and now his Smudgy's Lantern can land one Thunderbolt to take out the opponent's Lantern. They're going to go for a Thunder. Boy, is that something. I feel like that does the exact same amount of damage as Thunderbolt, so like at least it looked like it does like a little bit more. Not worth it though. Thunderbolt always the way on your Lantern. Regardless, Smudgy's Lantern takes out the opponent's. They come in with a Ferrothorn. Was that what the lead was? It was Poliwrath, Ferrothorn, and then we ended up in Escav, Registeel before I could even blink my eyes. Unfortunately, though, the opposing Ferrothorn is going to get a lot of farm on this Lantern. That's super bad because as much as Poliwrath can deal more super effective damage in this matchup with counter, it's still going to take a lot of super effective damage from all the grass damage from Ferrothorn. Thankfully, Lantern was able to draw some of the energy from this Power Whip that it forced. Gonna have to shield this Power Whip here. Will the Ferrothorn get to another Power Whip before Poliwrath can counter down? The opponent swaps into their Escav, throws a charge move, should be a drill run, should survive. It's a Mega Horn again, still survives. Counters down, a little bit of help from the Poliwrath. Can we get the counter through? No! Falls with 1 HP. Almost takes out the opposing Ferrothorn there to clutch the match, but just barely falls short. You hate to see it. Getting to the next one, we've got another lead situation that led to some very fast swaps, and we somehow have Registeel on Escav again for 3 straight matches. How, Sway? And this Escav is throwing an Aerial Ace, so I know this is a different match. Is this just like what Fossil Cup is? Win or lose lead, and you end up with Registeel on Escavalier. Like, I haven't played Fossil Cup in a bit since Ultra League's been around, and I'm very excited to test out Poliwrath in some Ultra League battles with the fast move of counter. Obviously, you know, Community Day, exclusive move. That's all the excitement. Comes in with Lantern, probably because, like, doesn't want the Poliwrath to eat the Aerial Aces, which would be super effective, and the opponent's not running Drill Run. I don't understand what's happening right now in this battle, if I'm being 1,000,000% honest. But surely Smudgy knows the win con based on the opponent just not having the correct moves on their Escav. Pivots into Poliwrath onto the Ferrothorn. Gets locked in with Poliwrath onto Lantern. Lantern's going to throw Thunder here. They bait Surf. Did he know they were going to bait? Did he guess they were going to bait? Did they only show Surf? Did I miss something in this match too? I don't know what's going on anymore. Either way, huge call from Smudgy to be like, yeah, no, this is not a Thunderbolt. That was wild because I feel like you just go straight Thunderbolt. But instead, Smudgy's going to be able to counter all the way down. Oh, so close. This Surf, I think, takes out if it is a Surf. Look at that HP. That HP doesn't even exist. It survives, gets off the dynamic punch. Is this going to do the remaining health of Ferrothorn? No shot. It does not. Oh, will the Lantern die to the Power Whip? These matches are bonkers. Holy sheesh. Oh, and the Lantern dies. The Poliwrath almost clutched. Lord, I have no idea what happened there and how it got to the ways that it did, but the way it almost ended was amazing. Regardless, next match, Poliwrath on another Ferrothorn lead. Ferrothorn is one of the safest leads in Fossil Cup. I assume that hasn't changed much meta-wise, so the ideal way that you're going to want to figure out how to play this is see how well your Poliwrath can do against a Ferrothorn with counter. Smudgy build up the 2 Ice Punches with all the counter damage adding up. Huge plays. Almost takes out the opposing Ferrothorn in the lead to win lead. Gonna commit second shield here. Did commit both shields. Has a good chunk of health on the Poliwrath. Could always pivot, save that for later. They come in with a Dugong. You're just going to want to stay in, and this is just feeling like Poliwrath is going to be able to sweep. Dugong's going to want to throw neutral drill runs so they can take out the Poliwrath. It's not going to want to Icy Wind here because, like, the counters and the dynamic punches are just going to add up. So here comes a drill run from the opponent. Still doesn't take out. Opponent swaps into Mawile, and this game is beyond over. Haven't seen Dugong in any Fossil Cup battles, but hey, a win's a win. Poliwrath core breaking, slaughtering, taking out Ferrothorn Dugong cores at a neighborhood near you or a store near you. I don't know. How's the commercial go? Regardless, Registeel on Lucario here. Zap Cannon, bang. Lots of heavy counter damage coming through from the Lucario. Does not get alignment, does get a shield. That is huge. Going to need to come back in with Poliwrath to counter down the Lucario because of its steel typing. So that's amazing. But this could be a big move because Lucario farmed the Registeel hard. Unfortunately, gets baited by a pup. You know, if it's not my battles, it's whoever I'm featuring is going to get baited instead because I just have that effect on my viewers and submitters, which I'm greatly appreciative of. And if you ever want to submit battles, please, link in description. I would love your battles. I would love to shoutcast them. If you think this is exciting, you enjoy my style of being myself and talking over some battles, by all means, I would love to do that for yours. Also, like, comment, subscribe. If, you know, I haven't said that already. Probably did. Regardless, Lantern, Escav, Surf going off. Opponent has another shield, right? This comes through. It gets the last shield. Can the Poliwrath clutch up? Because I'm fully expecting a drill run to come through from the opponent's Escav to take out the Lantern. And then Poliwrath's going to, go for the counter down. Gonna have to eat a drill run here. Surely not an aerial ace. And will it have enough health to survive the counters? Will it be able to take out the Lantern? No, the Lantern unfortunately had some energy to take out the Poliwrath with Surf. Getting into the next match, we got Poliwrath against Lucario. Great lead. Opponent save swaps in the Quag. Kind of need to stay in this. Don't mind Lantern against Lucario late game, but can have Quag against that back line. Big dynamic punch, gets a shield. Counters are adding up. Honestly, could probably overfarm. Could probably even let a Mud Bomb come through because that's the only move that, like, Quagsire can throw here. But it is buffed, so it is doing a little bit more damage than it used to do in this kind of matchup. Not that you see Quagsire against Poliwrath often before the season. But regardless, Smudgy building up to another dynamic punch here. Gets the opponent's last shield. Might have even been tempted to throw an Ice Punch there just because with Ice Punch might have been able to counter down. Another Mud Bomb coming through from the opponent. Would have loved to have seen a shield there. Maybe get to the Ice Punch unless Smudgy felt like he was going to be outpaced. But if you come in Registeel here against Quagsire, you're going to get outpaced regardless. And these Mud Bombs are going to hurt even harder. Can Smudgy get to the Focus Blast in time? Yes. We'll take out the Quagsire, fully expecting the Lucario to come back in, so Smudgy's jamming on his Lantern to pivot, and unfortunately getting a little RPS here. But Poliwrath, if he would have committed the way that I mentioned, might have been able to honestly just sweep through. What a great lasting image. This is a video about Poliwrath. I know we'd love to see Ferrothorn there. We did see that as a bunch of leads, though, in these Fossil Cup battles. So Smudgy, thank you for the early Community Day content of Counter Poliwrath. Let me know thoughts on the video, the team, Counter Poliwrath, Ice Beam Politoed. Enjoy your community days. It's happening today. Local time, 2 to 5. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, please. Greatly appreciated. I love the hell out of you if you did. Really trying to revive this dead YouTube channel, as you can see these past couple weeks. I'm committing to the content long term, I swear. All right. See you next video. Preach.